It's all garbage. It's all garbage.
Yo tú.
So I just loaded up some 2x8 pressure treated lumber, which was garbage. I should have went in there and said something. They probably would have given it to me for free. They love me at this place. Yesterday I posted a short. There's like this parapet wall around this front porch where I did the door months ago. And your suggestions are really funny. Look, when it comes to what I do for a living, I don't need any suggestions. I mean, by the time you try to make your suggestions, I already made a decision, and usually the job's done already. There's parameters I'm working within on any particular job that you are unaware of. So, like, I'm not going to pour concrete in there. It's a neat idea, right? So, okay, you got what's going on is there's a stucco wall. When I went in, what I'm doing for these people is I'm going around. There's cracks in the stucco around the perimeter of the home. It mostly started because I noticed cracking around the foundation. The house has been bolted, and but we get a lot of shake, rattles, and rolls here in California, kind of like the camera's doing right now as I drive down the street. And so every stucco house ends up with cracks. It's just an ongoing thing that you always have to kind of maintain. So that's what I'm doing. And my method is to bust out the cracks and the parts that fall out. When that happens, the idea is that you want to put mortar in there first, because that's a good binding agent, and you can pack it in there, and you can put it thicker and whatever you want. It makes it super strong, and then you want to skim coat over that with the stucco afterwards. That's how I do it. So the thing is this house was built back in like the 20s, 1920s, like about 100 years ago, and you're going to find termite damage. So that's what that was. I knew that's what it was. I don't know. I guess I come off like I don't know anything. It's a funny thing. I have this younger sort of exuberance in a way when I come across, so it might sound like, gee, golly willikers, I've been doing this for, over 37 years now. I know what I'm doing. So it's not my first rodeo. These people had this tent, these people had this house tented a while ago. The termite damage in there, which was significant in that spot, I mean, the wood was pretty much gone completely, was just, it's not new. There was no new termite damage, so there's no threat there anymore. But people had this idea of, with the stucco up, the walls up there, to pour concrete in there. That's a great idea. Great. That's a lot of friggin' money, though, man. I'll tell you that much. And logistically, it's not something I can do and get it done that fast. And I've done stuff like that. I could rent a cement mixer, but the logistics around that, the extra cost, the time, it's ridiculous. And you can have a truck come and pour it, I suppose, but that's not a lot. So that would be a kind of an exuberant expense to try to do it that way. It just doesn't make any sense financially speaking. And these people are an older couple. They're the people who let me use their garage as a workshop. So, I'm trying to save them money whenever I do work for them. I do a lot for them as I can, where I don't charge them anything. But stuff like this, it's going to eat up a couple weeks of my time overall. I have to charge them money, so I have to be cool about it. Now, the framing that was in there, it had been 2x6s, right? Just 2x6, 2 foot on center, and then they had like 1x4s horizontally nailed to them, and then 1x4s on the top. Then they wrapped that in a wire with tar paper, and then they put cement on it, and then they put stucco on it. So I'm basically replicating that, but more better. So I'm doing now between the stucco walls, it's about 7 inches is width. So I got 2x8s. I'm going to rip them down to about 6 7/8 of an inch, and I'm going to have a bottom plate to that and uprights that I'm going to insert in there. I'm going to screw down to the plate that's still there and existing, because it's still solid, believe it or not. And then I'll put a top cap on. I'll zip from the top, then I'll re-wrap wire and add some more, and then put the mortar on there, and then stucco it. You'll never know. When I'm done, you'll never know what happened. So that's what I'm doing, and I'll be doing much of that today. And but I just thought you would appreciate that, and I kind of wanted to answer some of your suggestions because, like I said, there's always these parameters. I mean, if you were doing it for yourself and you want to put concrete in there and make it, yeah, man, absolutely. But again, that's all. It costs. Concrete's not like you think to yourself. It's just concrete. Concrete's friggin' expensive, man. It ain't cheap. Again, you know, you have to, for business, you have to mitigate things. You've got to be like, okay, there's a cost analysis. You know, you have to do in your mind. You have to go. You have to do a good job that's going to hold up, and at the same time, get it done as quick as possible to maximize your profits. That's how it is. So what I'm building in there to hold that up is going to be way better than what they originally built, because, you know, they had 2x for the verticals, but the 1x going across, and they only had 2 foot on center. So I'll be doing 16 inches on center with a full 1.5 inch thick top cap, and I'm doing pressure treated. So it's going to be stronger than it was. It'll be better. Now, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to screw into the framing that I build. So I'm going to pre-drill with a masonry bit, because you have to. And then I'm going to get a chamfer bit, and I'm going to chamfer those holes. I'm going to put screws through there. The key is going to be, you don't want to suck the screws in so hard that if there's a little bit of a gap between the stucco wall that's there and the framing, it'll suck it and it'll crack it. You don't want to crack that. So you want to get it to the point where the chamfer that you create, which is like a hole with a 45-degree approximately angle into it, you want the head of the screw to seat up against that 45-degree chamfer that you made below the surface of the stucco. This way I can come back and patch that little stucco, and you'll never see those screw heads. And you want to get it just to the point where it gets in there, and just the slightest, it just gets a little snug. You don't want to tighten it all the way, because it doesn't need to be. That's just there. That's going to be plenty solid for those walls not to move in and out if you bump into them or something like that. You could also get in there, and I might do this after the fact if I need to. I think I'm going to be pretty snug, but I could get in there in a few spots if I felt the need and drive some wedges in there just to eat up that spot, but I don't think it's that important. That's what I'm going to be doing next, and I'm not going to show me doing it because I have to get the job done, and filming this stuff, it eats up a lot of time. When you see people doing that on YouTube, a lot of the time what you see is people filming with a camera like off to the side, and they just get the job done, and later they edit that for speed, and they film a bunch of clips, stitch them together like I did in the beginning of this one, and that's time consuming, and you know, I can't do that for you. It's not worth it to me to do that, because I got to get it done and move on to the next thing. There's a whole bunch of stuff I got to do at this house. All right, that's it for now. You guys have a great day. I hope you enjoy this. You'll see other stuff down the road. I'll post this in a little bit here, and you know, maybe I'll show it to you at some point when the next step is done, and you know, maybe I'll show me insert the thing. I don't know. You know where my mind went right there. I can't show you me inserting the thing. You know what I'm saying? That would be XXX rated here on YouTube. We can't do that. Be nice to one another. I'll catch you in the next one.